All right, so we got the 2014 Jeep Wrangler Unlimited in the garage, and today we're doing windshield wipers replacement, how to get the right ones, and whatnot. The way this video will roll, I'll just show you quickly how to put the wipers on, and then I'll save opinions about what kind to get, what size, this and that, until afterwards. Actually, I'll mention the size beforehand, just in case you just want to know how they go on real quickly, which ones to buy, and then I'll get into a bit of a commentary at the end as to what kind of wipers to go with. So as you can see, we got hit with 3 days of snow here in Saskatchewan. It's October 6th, something like that, 7th maybe. So, cruising down the highway, and we realize that we need wipers. So when you get to the store, you're going to see all kinds of different wipers, and what you're going to want to pay attention to is the size, or the length, I guess. This is 15 inches long. Usually at parts stores, they'll have a book saying with all the vehicles and whatnot, and what kind of wipers they take. Obviously, if they don't have one, a quick Google search will find it. And if for some reason you can't figure that out, you can just take a measuring tape and just measure the wipers that are on your vehicle. And it's just, this is the only number is the length. So if you got 15-inch wipers, grab the ones that say 15 on them. And I know to most people, wipers are pretty straightforward, but there's some people have never tried it. And you pay a garage, say $10 to put them on. It's not a lot of money, but that's $10 you can use for anything else. Quick fast food meal, 6-pack of beer. There's other things you can do with that $10. Now, obviously, not all wipers are the same, but they're generally going to be similar. So in the case of the Jeep here, you're going to lift up the arm and then just turn this, and then right back here, there's a little button. Right here. It's a little button you push down on the button and then push the wiper blade down, the way your wiper is going. Just push it down that way and it'll release. So we'll lift it up. You push the button on the back, push it down, so kind of pinching your fingers down, and then you're just going to push the wiper down. Comes right off. And then when you have the wiper off, you'll have, it's almost like a hook. And most vehicles I've owned, that's how the wiper arm looks. Of course, there are going to be some arms where the end here is a little different. This video is obviously specific to the Jeep, but I've owned all Jeep Dodge Chrysler vehicles in my life, and they've all looked exactly the same. I know on some other vehicles, other makes and models, they're different, but for the Jeep, they should all look like that. Now, the wipers I took off the Jeep are these stock ones that come on the Jeep from the factory. So when you buy your replacement wipers, they're not going to be exactly like the ones you just took off. So there may be different adapters and whatnot because they're made for all vehicles, not just Jeeps. Unless you buy the ones obviously from the dealership, then they'll just clip right back on the same way the other ones came off. So in the case of these ones that I bought, there's a little latch here that you flip up, and then the arm will kind of go in there. And I'll show you here real quick how this works. So you'll take the arm, slide it into that open space, and just give it a good firm pull. You'll hear it click into place. Just shut that little latch, and there you go. Your wiper's on. Do the same for the other side, obviously, and that's it. This might seem obvious too, but in the case of these reflective ones I got, there's a little plastic part that goes over the rubber blade. It says remove this protective cover before use, so obviously don't forget to remove that. Not all wipers have it, but just make sure you take a good look at your wiper. Make sure you know that there's no protective things on it or anything like that. So that's it. It's a pretty easy thing to do, but if you've never done it before, it might look a little confusing or maybe a tad intimidating. But that's why I do the YouTube videos. Now, for this video, I'm using these Reflex wiper blades. Obviously, they don't sponsor me in any way, like anything on my channel. Nobody sponsors me. If you're wondering what kind of wipers you should get, brand name wise, I've tried all of them. The Rain-X ones, these Reflex, Bosch. I do a lot of my shopping at Canadian Tire. Again, they don't endorse me. It's just where I do my shopping. I've tried their No Name Motomaster brand wipers, and to be honest, they're all generally the same. I get some people will have certain preferences, but most of these wipers you're going to get a year, maybe two out of them, no matter how much you spend. I've bought the cheap ones that were $7, and I've bought the expensive ones that went for $30 a piece, and I got the same amount of time out of them. And especially in the case of the Jeep, this isn't my first Jeep, but if you're in the mud and stuff like that, you're going to ruin your wipers anyways. Under normal use, you'll probably get 2 years regardless of the brand name and the price. So my suggestion, and it's just what I do, I tend to go mid-range for the wipers, even a little cheaper. The extremely cheap ones, they kind of tend to fall apart, so I would stay away from those cheap $7 ones. If you're in a winter climate like I am, the Flex, not these Reflex, but the Flex blades, actually these ones are kind of what I'm talking about. If you get chunks of ice, they tend to kind of not sit right, so just something. These are a lot thicker than the Rain-X ones, are very thin, and the ice on the window causes issues with them, I find. I like the old-fashioned hinged ones. I didn't see any at the store today, so I didn't buy any. But anyways, I hope this video helps. If it did, please consider giving me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing, and we'll get more Jeep-related videos out in the future.